That next sentence is mine. It's been a long day. Okay, let's try this again. I can do this. This is episode 12, but we're going to treat it like it's episode 1. All right.
Welcome to The Notice, a podcast from Otava with host TJ Howsky and Melissa Locke.
Welcome to The Notice. It's our last episode of the season.
Hard to believe. I'm going to miss our weekly talks, but I'm excited that we're taking a break for the holidays and spending our time with the family. But we'll be back. Like we've what do they say? Like in television, like we've been funded for another season. So that's pretty good.
Sounds good.
As we tackle season 2.
I like it. So for our final episode of the year, we're bringing in some special guests that help make this podcast and a lot of other great things at Otava possible.
Super excited. Get to spend some time talking about communication, just kind of rounding out this series that we've been having in leadership conversations and those elements. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Excited to spend some time on this one today. All right. But before that, any big plans for the rest of the year, Mo?
Well, this week I am preparing we have some community leaders coming to our corporate office, and they're going to join me and some of our leaders, and we're going to have a manager engagement conversation. So I look forward to this idea sharing because we really just all want to ensure our managers are prepared and confident, and we don't each need to recreate the wheel, so we can learn from each other and what's working well with each of us. So that thought leadership and sharing. So I'm looking forward to that. And then I'm building a training with one of our other people and culture members for our managers. So there may be some takeaways from this meeting this week that I'll bring into the training that we do for our own folks. So I'm a lot of focus on those who lead our people this week.
It's good stuff.
How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I've got, let's see, Thanksgiving coming up. So excited about PTO. I've got some time off to spend with the family, which it's, been a lot of travel over the last 3 months. So excited to spend some time with them, and then come back and really double down on finishing the business development training for our sales kickoff in 2024 in January. And then continued conversations with our customers that while On the Road ends, that activity continues, and a lot of follow-up from that initial campaign has resulted, thankfully, in some really excellent business conversations about new partnerships or expanded relationships with our customers. So excited about that. That'd be fun.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff in there. So being that this is our last episode of the season, we can't skip shout outs. So who do you want to give a shout out to this week?
Man, I'm going to give a shout out to our customers. So big shout out to just say thank you. We recognize that, customers can go anywhere. We've always said this is a highly competitive space. We recognize that we're not the only one in this, and customers have a choice. And so the fact that they choose to partner with us, we're incredibly grateful. And so this week's shout out to our customers, and equally a shout out for Happy Thanksgiving to you and yours from Otava.
My shout out this week, it's Chaz Motter. And he is just a great example of someone who just always seeks opportunity for development. And he reached out to me this week to ask to be a part of our next round of Gallup Clifton Strengths participants. And he wants to receive some career coaching, which we just talked about on the last podcast. So when the opportunity doesn't come directly to you, go get it. Be like Chaz. And he has a cool name.
He does have a cool name. And it takes a specific person to pull off a Chaz for a name. So he pulls it off. That's for sure. That's awesome. Great shout out. Very, very cool. All right. This is the good stuff. This is it. I'm excited. So all this time, here we are, season 1. Let's do this crazy thing called a podcast. Let's put it together. Well, what we're excited about today is there's real people behind it that make it go so well and make it look so easy and honestly make it so much fun. And so today, really excited to spend time with the people that would rather stay behind the scene and put them center stage and spotlight. And so they've been on sleepless nights this week thinking, oh God, here it comes. we're about to go live. But without further ado, we're incredibly excited to introduce you to Otava's marketing team. And so super, super happy.
That's right.
Yeah, it feels weird saying thanks for having us on here, but I guess thanks for having us on here.
I don't know. I'm a little nervous though. Like, you really have the super godlike power to edit anything that we do. So
100%.
I don't know how this is going to come out.
It may not make it at all. We don't know.
For all I know, it's going to be me and Mo when it's all done. And there's nobody else on this call.
It very well could be. We'll see how it goes. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So we have Otava's marketing team joining us today. Thank you guys. And this is the team that really just handles everything from generating ideas, generating leads, creating content. They are the brains behind all of our creative juices at Otava. So we're so appreciative to them, including, making this podcast happen. So they work well with our sales and product teams and promote Otava. We have Josh, Irma, Adam, and Cassidy all signing on. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you.
It's great. Thanks, guys, so much. Well, like Melissa said, everybody's heard us talk about them, and we've called them out a little bit individually, whether it's Josh or CD or Adam or Irma. But to have the collective group on one call, it's a lot of fun. It really is, and I'm excited that you're going to get to hear from a completely different perspective of huge contributors in the business. And so, without further ado, I'll go ahead and hand this over to you, Josh. And why don't you just kind of walk us through what have the past few months been like? Obviously, Otava's going through a pretty big transformation right now. And so why don't you kick it off for us?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, let me just address the elephant in the room, and that is Cassidy and I have failed as producers. By leaving a small gap in the schedule, TJ saw it, and he said, hey, let's put them on here. So, yeah, this is our failure is what we're seeing right here. No, it's been great. I've been here for 6-7 months now, and we've got a lot of great things going on. It kind of feels like we were the last passengers on a spaceship before it took off. Everybody's like, shut the door. Oh, okay. And then, boom, we have taken off. So, it's been an exciting few months. We've got a lot of great stuff planned for 2024 and beyond. I'm super excited to work with this team. We've got some just straight killers in marketing right here, so I'm super excited about that. This, one of our strategic pillars is to engage purposefully, right? And that means changing the way that we communicate internally and externally. This podcast is an example of that. At the end of the day, we're just trying to have conversations with customers, have fun, and provide some value that's not in written form, in a different manner. So, I'm really excited about what we got going on in 2024. I don't want to give too much away right now, though.
So, shall we task it over
to
let's
Cassidy? See. Yeah, hot seat. Cassidy's in the hot seat. All right, Cassidy.
So part of the engaging purposefully, Josh mentioned it, this podcast has been a great way to do it. And it's been really fun to get to sit behind the scenes on it every week. It's just given us an opportunity to put people out there. We have a lot of really smart people that work here and that we work with, and they care about the customers. And this gives us that outlet to let those people come on and talk about what they're good at, what they're knowledgeable about. And really, it's been a good opportunity for me just to get to listen in on all the thought leadership conversations we've been able to have.
Yeah.
And again, it's just a unique way that we're able to get our message out there that's different than what we've done in the past.
That's good stuff. I appreciate it. That's a lot of fun. So, CD, you've been with Otava now how long? It's new. It's relatively new.
Since May, technically.
Okay. Since May. Did you start on, I think my anniversary date's the 4th. I did it on purpose because I wanted to always be able to say, may the 4th be with you. That just made me feel good, right? So what was your date? Are you a 4ther with me?
I'm the 15th.
I don't know. I don't know that, May the 15th.
May the 15th be with you.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem to have, I still want to get a lightsaber out, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, Irma, so tell us a little bit about you.
Sure. I've been with Otava since a little bit after Cassidy, July, and as part of my role, I collaborate internally and externally with um, our clients to try to showcase their success stories. And traditionally, we've done a lot of that in collateral format, but to really lean in on that spirit of engaging purposefully, we are trying to do more video testimonials and hopefully have some of our clients join us in this podcast here so they can really bring their authentic stories and tell them themselves how Otava helps them achieve
That's
that.
good stuff. I appreciate it. And welcome. That's one of the things that's pretty cool, Mo, right? Is like the whole marketing organization as we've been recruiting talent and building out. It's kind of nice that it's a lot of newer folks coming together and building something together for what they see as the future. So I think that's been a lot of fun.
That's right.
And, yeah, it's pretty
For
neat.
sure.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. So to round it out, Adam, we just got to spend some time together. We went to a hockey game, so that was really cool. Had a good time. By the way, you crushed that event, so that was awesome. The whole team, but you there,
Thank you.
hostess with the mostest. That was pretty awesome. Checking that out.
Yeah, if this digital marketing thing doesn't work out, I think I have a future in event planning.
There you go. Contingency plan.
When I was planning it, my girlfriend said, "Are you qualified to do any of this?" And I was like, "Absolutely not. But I'm gonna do the best job I can."
There you go.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah,
Listen,
exactly.
I opened
exactly.
the door.
So
I
everything.
asked them if they had any food. I thank them for coming to the event. I'm an event coordinator.
Yeah,
There
certified.
you go.
That's awesome. Well, tell us a little bit about what you're working on from a marketing perspective, Adam.
Yeah, so my role is really a demand generation manager. So, the old school way of doing that is just bombarding you with ads and we have a message and we're just going to hit you over the head with it. And like Josh and everyone else said, we're all about engaging purposefully. So, I want to find where you are in your journey. Maybe you've just started and you need to learn more about, co-location. Maybe you've already learned about co-location and you're ready to pull the trigger. So wherever you are in your journey, I want to meet you there with the appropriate, assets and knowledge so we can bring some value to you and hopefully earn your business.
That's good stuff. So let me ask you, Josh, I'm
Well said.
curious because I know you've been in marketing for a long time. And I think there's a common misconception, right? Like marketing, a label, and everybody's the same. Right? If you're in marketing, you're all the same. You're all really people oriented, which we had to negotiate to get you on the podcast. So we know that's not true, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We have I
There's
think
part
there's
of
this
that, yeah.
blurred line where folks think marketing and sales are kind of the same thing. So I hear that a lot too, where there's this common misperception. Tell us a little bit about what you're seeing, just, what you've learned from a marketing perspective, how it's different, like where it contributes to sales and customer relationship management, customer centricity. That's another big focus for us. But then how it's distinct and what you're seeing in it.
Yeah, I think marketing, there are some misconceptions. Not that we're not people. We are people. But it's a wide range. There's a wide scope of work, and oftentimes we are the face and the point of the ship, trying to drive people in and trying to drive the message and the brand forward. But we're also supporting other departments as well. So there's a lot of internal marketing and communications between departments, and just creating support and collaboration between all the teams internally as well. So yeah, there's never a shortage of work. I'll say that. Yeah.
Do you find in today's landscape, just post-COVID, we're only 3 years removed, and then you're in a tech space, so we're already in a high velocity space. You think the operational tempo in general in our space is more intense than it was in 2019, than it is today?
Yeah. Well, I think it's definitely ramped up, and it's a very intense industry that we're in, and there's a lot of drivers for business and for the needs. So yeah, it's a very intense time. It's a very interesting time. We've talked about this coming from the On the Road Again campaign, and we were being very intentional about getting back out there and sort of resetting tone and getting in front of customers. And we've had a lot of great feedback from that. So I think the world is sort of shifting, and we overcorrected, right? And now we're swinging back into where the new normal is, and it's going to be a great combination of in-person activities, but also still online and virtual stuff as well. So I think we're starting to find a healthy balance as a society.
That's good stuff. If you could change one misconception about marketing, what would it be?
That all we do is logo designs or branding, you know, like, oh, they just play with colors. I wish we could just play with colors.
That's awesome.
Yeah. There's at some point I'll write my tell-all book and address all those misconceptions about marketing and what really goes on behind the scenes.
People and Culture has the book.
Oh, okay. There you go.
All the things we deal with, people. Sometimes they're messy. That's fun.
That's the book I want to read.
that might be more like a diary. It's gonna read different.
Yeah.
Mo, you love people. What do you think? What kind of? I mean, we got him in the hot seat. I don't know if we'll ever get him on again.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is supposed to be like a cameo. I think we're past the cameo timeline now.
I think we're in the producer's seat for the first time. This is so fun.
Yeah, it's a real power shift. I can feel it.
I want to know, Josh, you have great experience in our industry, and you could have went to work for many different companies, but you chose Otava. Why?
I like where the company was at, and I felt like it was a very familiar. I've known of Otava since it was back in the online tech days, and it was when I got in the industry. Online tech was one of the companies that I would go look at to learn, like, well, what is co-location? And rip off some copy from the website and stuff, if I'm being honest.
Inspiration.
So I've always, yeah, exactly, inspiration. So I've always known about the company, and it was just sort of interesting timing. And I really liked the people. Once I got talking to people here, really liked the company. I really liked where we were at in the stage of growth and maturity. And I felt like, yeah, it was something that I could provide some value for and help take us to the next level. So, and I'm glad I did. It's been great.
Awesome.
That's good stuff. All right. So what else you got? I mean, you're creative people, heavily right-brained humans.
Yeah. It's also 4:00. I'm a morning person, so you guys are getting the scraps right now.
Oh, that's good stuff.
I will say another misconception between sales and marketing is that marketing are better listeners and not as great as talking. We're trying to entice people, trying to learn, trying to see what matters, and then sales is trying to sell all that stuff. They're on the back end. So I often been told, like, oh, you're great in sales. That's not true. And then, like, oh, you're great at graphic design. And I'm like, that's also not true. I was like, I lean on others for that.
Yeah, there's definitely a good marriage between sales and marketing, and you got to have both. It's a partnership. We both have our unique roles to play, and then there's definitely some healthy overlap. But yeah, separate roles and complementary for sure.
And product, you guys help out
product
a
for
lot.
sure.
Yeah.
The three-headed monster, sales, marketing, product. Yeah,
that's right.
For sure.
That's right. I think an interesting misconception I see with a lot of organizations, and certainly we went through it too, is the world is changing, right? And we've watched it happen at an accelerated rate, naturally, just technical evolution. But then you throw in real market forces and COVID, and all of a sudden businesses had to reimagine themselves overnight just to stay relevant and adapt. And you get 3 years removed from that, and let's be honest, most organizations, that wasn't their business plan. That wasn't their strategic plan in 2020 to then become who they are today. So now they have to get all their people, processes, and technologies to catch up to the new company that they've created as a response, right, to COVID. And what I'm seeing that's really interesting is people seem to swing the pendulum both ways. So it's either heavy sales or it's heavy marketing, right? we need more from sales or we need more from marketing, instead of the mutual outcome I think that you're driving towards is just consistent business development. And there's a lot of different ways to do that.
Yeah.
Inorganic, organic, there's different marketing techniques and tactics appropriately named. And there's a lot of effort that goes into it. To your point, it's not paint by numbers. Like we're not, right? It's
Right.
much larger
Right.
than
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And I think the other misconception that I see a lot, and I love that we get to do this here today and put you guys center stage, is that there's a lot of effort and intentionality that goes behind it, and a lot of thought married to strategy. And it's not just, we're just going to put a bunch of noise out into the market and think it's going to create. It's a methodical
Right.
plan that's measured against your business outcomes, and it's measured in the course of quarters, half years, and years, to build that trust in the market and brand recognition, and demonstrate thought leadership. So I guess from me to all of you, or from us, from Mo and I, thank you. You guys do a really great job. And for crazy folks like myself or Mo that just throw it out there like, let's try a podcast, this will be fun, to rally behind that and support it and produce it and write copy each week, and to market it and get it out there on the interwebs and all the other fun things. Like, we recognize that there's no way this is even possible without this collective team. So we're extremely grateful and thankful for everything.
Well, it's a team effort. We couldn't do it without you guys. So you and Mo hold it down, and it's been a blast. Let's be honest. Like, this is one of the highlights of the week is doing the podcast, and the response we've gotten from season 1 has been great. Honestly,
Same.
better than I kind of anticipated, if I'm being honest. And Cassidy and I were talking this morning, doing a little pre-planning on season 2, and I'm really excited about where we're at. We got a lot of good stuff planned for next year, so we're just going to keep building on it.
Ooh, a fun story for you guys. It won't be 60 seconds, but I got to tell Mo about this. I called her, and I got to tell her family. So the other night, I go to dinner. It's the Indiana Chamber of Commerce, 34th annual awards, right? Really cool. Indiana's chamber is actually one of the largest in the country and most productive, so that was pretty interesting. Sat down at the table with the Secretary of State for Indiana, which is pretty neat. Got to hear his story and his wife's story. His wife's actually from Cluj, Romania, which is where one of our locations is, our subsidiary and our team members. I thought that in and of itself was awesome. So she started educating me for my upcoming international adventure on what I should eat and shouldn't eat. So that was really good. And that was fun. But in the conversation, there was a gentleman at the table, and he's like, "Hey, I know you." And I'm like, kind of rattling off places we've met, things. And he's like, "No, you guys run a podcast, The Notice, right?" And I went, "Say again?" He's like, "Don't you host, her name is Mo?" I'm like, "What you talk about, Mo? What's going on here?" He's like, "Yeah, you and Mo, yes, you guys are funny. You guys run a tech company, but talk a ton about leadership and people. You don't really talk about tech that much." He's like, "And I love it." I was like, "Okay, yeah, we run The Notice." He's like, "That's really great. Can I share it out?" I was like, "Yeah, please, share, subscribe, do all things." I thought that was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
So
that is really cool.
Right. So I've been asking
fan.
Austin to budget for paparazzi. It's gonna be tough for Mo to walk out.
Guys, it's gonna happen. We're gonna need this
Yeah.
protection.
I want to prepare her, so Mo can sign with Sharpies on people. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, brace yourself. It's coming.
See, Josh,
That
I
is
told
very
you paying
cool.
that guy. I told you paying that guy to say that would pay off for us.
Exactly. In spades.
Right. It is very effective.
Yeah, it is. And he was a great actor. His name was Bob.
You can get anything
Thank
off
you, Bob.
Craigslist. Anything.
No, that is a super cool story. That's awesome. Like I said, we've had comments like that from places that I wouldn't have thought. So
stuff.
yeah.
Well,
that's awesome.
From us to you, from our families to yours as well. Happy Thanksgiving. We know that's coming up, and thank you for an incredible first season. And beyond that, beyond the podcast itself, just what you do for the global organization. Incredibly thankful for the marketing team and all that you do in leadership and both just people leadership, thought leadership. Thank you, and we're really excited for what's to come next.
Yeah. Likewise. Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Love it. So, in addition to how we're engaging purposefully with our prospective and current customers, we're really putting focus on the same thing internally.
Yeah, I mean, with a remote workforce, or probably even more accurately stated for Otava, and I think other companies are going through this, you're figuring out that what started as remote workforce has become distributed workforce. So, and now you're hearing hybrid workforce. And as a result, you have some people at home, you have some people at the office part-time, you have some people international if it's globalized. And so you have to really think about those methods and ways in which you worked before to develop community and culture through communication. Those change, especially when over 70% of effective communication is nonverbal. And when you lose the ability to see humans in 3D, as I always say, and you move to video, it's its own thing. It's not a variation of video communication and remote communication. It's its own thing. And so what we've done is worked really hard to create an engagement structure and even married it into our pillar of engaging purposefully. And so there's methods in which we're using things like sound checks. We play off of our rock band culture where we're focused in making sure that folks understand what our theme is here in service. And that is a rock band. Everybody works together to put the customer center stage, right? And so we use sound checks with monthly all employee meetings where we're doing 2 touch points a month, some in person, some remote. We use OtavaCast, which is a monthly video recorded message so that we can give updates, but it's as personal as it can possibly be, not just email. We use leadership development, both at a management level and then people leadership development that you can pour it into your managers and they can pour it into their teams, and that's called Amplify, and that's focused on both addressing the business issues or metrics to track month in, month out, but also enable those leaders to go down and develop other leaders. So we want to grow the organization in that. We obviously use this podcast, and I think you and I joked when we started, we're like, not really sure entirely what this is going to turn into, but it's a great communication platform to help people have access to our thoughts and the thoughts of others, and where are we going, what are we doing, and then why are we doing it? Really, it's really important that you're constantly reinforcing your vision about where you're going as a business, and more importantly, all of the people that are contributing to that, and keeping them aligned. And in a distributed workforce, it's even harder than just a traditional method, that predates the pandemic and the like, to help people feel like they're on the same page. And then when you're in a competitive landscape like we are that moves in an entrepreneurial speed of, basically moving at the speed of yes, we wanted to make sure that we set people up for the best possible outline for success. And then last, I think the combination of being transparent through our communication to give clarity, asking for feedback and then surveying that and actioning on it over and over repetitively in the process. These are all those different ways in which we're creating purposeful engagement to develop and improve our people. And we believe that you can't go wrong by investing in people. It pours out into customer experience, business growth, and those things that you're after in the raw sense of growing an organization.
That's right. I love that all the communication methods you shared, none of them are written. So you can see body language, you can hear tone and inflection. And so it really does get the right message across when you're communicating, because written word can be misunderstood. And so it does add that layer of clarity and ensures that they understand your intent behind it.
That's right.
Well, that's a wrap for episode 12, season 1.
Boy. Man, oh man. Well, we want to thank each and every person out there for taking the time, however much it is, whether it's 2 minutes, you jump off, or you stay with us for the full podcast or even the full season. We're incredibly thankful for your time. And it's been a lot more fun than even we dreamed up a few months ago when we thought, what could we do differently to let people know, both our internal employees and our customers, how much we care about them, and try to add value for our little slice and contribution in this, rock around the sun, right? And so we're super excited, and we just hope that you want to come back season 2 and spend time with all of us.
Yes, and we're thankful for all of you.
Yeah.
Now, one last time on this season, let's see if we can get the timing right this time. Ready?
Ready.
Do a decision.
We did it.
Now, before we go, TJ, could you give us the first couple of lines to your turkey Thanksgiving song? Yeah, do you have those?
I'm working hard on this. Like this, I think Missy's getting irritated that I'm walking around the house singing in Adam Sandler's voice for the turkey song. But I think this is going to be a great message that goes out on.
You're not going to do it.
So this will be good.
Turkey, turkey, turkey. Come on.
Turkey, turkey, turkey.
I like to eat the turkey.
You should keep going. This is great. You should do the
all
message.
Day long. No, I'm trying to get you going.
The turkey all day long. Turkey for you and turkey for me. It's a real shame that we don't have any fun together. That is for sure.
Thanksgiving. It's a special time.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Ready.
Season 2. Here we come.